Tune in to the Real Estate Roundup with the River Counties Association of Realtors. Join us every Saturday at 8:30 a.m. on the Mix 104.1 as we explore the latest in real estate. Whether you're buying, selling, or just love real estate, don't miss our expert advice and exclusive insights. So grab a cup of coffee, sit back, and let's explore the dynamic world of real estate in our vibrant River Counties community. Catch Real Estate Roundup and make your property dreams a reality. Welcome to the River Counties Radio Roundup, and today our special guest is Dennis Opp from Exit Provision Realty. Dennis, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you, Michael, and Merry Christmas.
Yeah, it is upon us, right?
Yes, it happened fast.
So Dennis, today what we want to get into is to help our audience understand more about yourself, about your company, what you do. So let's get into this here, and if you could tell our listening audience a little bit about yourself so they get to know who you are.
Okay, well, I've been an agent owner for 16 years. I've been married to my beautiful wife, Pam, for going on 38 years this July.
Okay.
We have two children, Danny and Nicole. Danny works with us as an agent on the Exit Provision Realty side and also as a property manager on the Provision Real Estate and Property Management side.
So you keep it in the family?
Yes. We have two companies located right beside Cracker Barrel at 1592 Clinging Ridge Drive Northwest, right here in Cleveland.
Okay. So you're right, locally homegrown and owned and operated, right?
Yeah, lived here going on 40 years this coming year. So.
Wow, congratulations. Mm-hmm. So Dennis, as everybody always wants to know, and it's always talk at the dinner table or coffee shop or what have you, or church, what do you think about the real estate outlook for next year? Everybody always wants to know, where are we going with everything?
I know, that is the talk, isn't it?
All right.
I think it looks really good. Based on the current economy and market trends, it looks like we're going to have a real estate season similar to 2019, a more balanced market.
Okay.
We expect to return to seasonal selling patterns. Traditionally, spring has been the strongest season, and where things are looking, we think that could happen this year. Our office personally has had a pretty decent December, so I think that's a good indicator. I mean, compared to last year. So
right.
I'm expecting a good first quarter. I mean, interest rates are down. I think right now around 6.2%. They're projecting they could go as low as 5.8. So that would make a huge difference and open it up to a lot more buyers.
Yeah, that definitely would. And, as everybody knows, we've been hovering in that mid to upper sixes for most of this year and part of last year as well. So that would be definitely a welcome Merry Christmas gift to everybody if we get that down in the low sixes. So market analysts think that, we could drop, like you said, to 5.8, which is great. And our spring quarter, just to correct it, or not to correct it, but to help everybody understand, we talk about the spring market. That really is our first quarter, right? That January, February, March is really what our spring market is.
Yes, absolutely.
And so if you're thinking about putting your house on the market, don't wait till the traditional spring of April, May, June. Get in there on the first quarter is what you're kind of suggesting to everybody, right?
I think so, because, things start to green out. People are out looking.
Right.
Plus, a lot of folks want to get moved if they are changing homes before school starts back again. So it's a great time to get out there and get
Sure.
something else.
Well, yeah, because once you get a contract, you're still 30, 60 days away from closing, so you got to figure that into the whole equation as well,
Absolutely.
So what do you think 2026 could be good for buyers in Cleveland and surrounding areas? You talked about that, so give us a little bit more insight on that.
Well, I think there's going to be more balance in the market. There's not going to be as big of price fluctuations for sure.
Okay.
The inventory, there's a little bit of a rising inventory, so there's more to choose from. So that's really good for buyers.
Sure.
A little bit longer listing time. So this makes it easier for them to negotiate.
A little bit favorable for the buyers.
Yeah, for us to help them on that for sure.
Yep. And any practical things that you feel are going to be for the buyers? I mean, I know we talked about rates and that. So buyers should get out there, get themselves pre-approved now is what you're probably thinking about, right?
Oh, yeah. They definitely need to get pre-approved. They need to target properties with days on market if they can.
Okay.
Because a lot of times those owners are willing to negotiate more. Sometimes it's good to consider slightly older homes that you can renovate that
Sure.
are still in good shape, because a lot of times you can get those at a little bit better price, and just with a modest renovation, increase your value have equity right at the beginning. So.
Okay. So if I'm a buyer and I need some tradespeople for getting the insight on the renovations, could you help me with that if I'm coming to you to help purchase a property?
For sure. Yeah, we since we do manage quite a few properties, we do have the resources and vendors to help you with the renovation. Plus, we've done quite a few renovations, so we know what to do and what things that buyers look for.
What to look for. Yeah.
So we can help you figure out colors and flooring and just all kinds
And
of
design,
stuff.
yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. So they'd be in good hands, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So let's talk about sellers, and what do you feel are some practical reasons in 26 that we could see for the seller as far as an advantage for them as well?
Well, we're seeing a demand. There's still a demand for sellers, even though there are more listings out there. There's still a demand for certain homes in the 200 to 400,000 range. Those tidy homes that that are attracting. They're still attracting buyers.
Sure.
From a lot of times from out of state, coming from larger metropolitan areas. There's a lot of folks coming here because of the different companies and stuff moving to our area, the tech, and then the quality of life here is very good. And me personally, I like the change of season, but not as extreme as North Dakota for me, and I know Chicago for you. Yeah. So we have a little bit of winter, but not too much.
Well, we're going to be 70 degrees here in Cleveland on Christmas Day, so it's not quite the different climates for us right now.
I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining.
So as far as the market, give some suggestions for a seller. So they're coming on the market. What should they definitely look to do when they get on that market? Because we talk about pricing and everything else, so give them some tips as far as here's what you got to do.
Well, I think they need to take the advice of their real estate agent,
right?
And because we're going to pull the comps, we're going to look at what's happening in their neighborhood, and I know a lot of times people want to come out a little bit above what we come up as a projection, and what I've found is their home is going to sell pretty close to what other similar homes in their neighborhood have sold for. Now, if they come out 10 or 20,000 higher, thinking that they're going to drop down and they're going to take less of a cut because they started higher, it normally don't work that way. If you come out too high, then you won't get any looks. And the best time to sell your home is when it first comes on the market. Okay. That's the best time. That's when you're going to get the most looks. And so that could actually work in the reverse. And I've seen that happen before, where now we're down or below where I suggested them to start.
Right.
And if they'd have started there, they would have got a lot more looks, and probably their home would have been gone.
Yeah.
So that actually can work against them sometimes.
By pricing it too high? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I know in the industry too, a lot of sellers feel like, well, if I put my house on the market and it sells within a day or a week or a month, I priced it too low, and that's truly not the case, right?
No, it could mean we priced it just right. I know a lot of times people don't think that, but that's if you do your homework, you'll see what they're selling for, and that's just an agent doing a good job a lot of times, I think.
Right.
And then the other thing is, if you do want to drop, the agent, we look at it every week, and everything we have out there listed, we look at it every week and see how the market's doing in that neighborhood. We'll look at RPR. Realtors have access to something called RPR, which is called Realtor Property Resource, where we can look at what the current values are based on what is sold in that area. Plus, if we see a big drop in that, then we may even look at comps, because maybe we need to adjust it. And I think those well-timed adjustments can make a difference too on their home moving quicker, rather than waiting too long and then having to adjust it to that price anyway.
Right. So definitely, and you talk about other tips for sellers in that, as far as price we talked about. So as far as what else should they do when they're getting their house in the market here? What are the things they should look for?
Okay, so we've already talked about pricing it competitively,
right?
But also have your home ready for showings.
Okay.
And so as an agent, you have to be willing to tell folks what to do to get their home ready. Sometimes the front railing on the porch needs painted. There could be some painting that needs to happen inside. The yard maybe needs to be cleaned up. Bushes need to be trimmed.
Right.
All of these things are very important.
Sure.
When you're listing a house, because you want to get, there's an old saying, you only get one shot at a first impression. So this is their first impression. When people look at that home, you want them to, be drawn to it because it is in good shape and good repair. And I see it. I see some homes that I show that aren't in good repair, that are listed, and I see some some agents that take the extra time to make sure everything looks good, everything's painted, and it does make a difference.
Right.
They're getting offers on those homes.
Yeah, and even like loose door handles and stuff like that could throw somebody off just thinking, oh, it's not maintained or taken care of. Right?
Great
Just simple
point.
little things, right?
Great point. Yeah, the agent can do that themselves. They
Right.
can tighten a few screws up if need be. Right?
Yeah, because it is those little things that sometimes could just throw somebody off. And like you say, you get one chance to be on stage,
Absolutely. And then not just listing price and presentation, but also if they've got some time and you can work with them, time the listing. When inventory is a little bit lower. If the inventory does drop, that's a great time to put your house out there.
Sure.
I checked some numbers, recent numbers. It's anywhere between 38 and 52 days. Houses are on the market here in Cleveland.
Okay.
That's providing that agent does their homework and the home is priced right,
Yeah.
and all of that, depending on which side of town you're on, or there's different areas that sell a little bit faster.
Faster and slower, yeah. But that's about an average good time, right? I mean,
Yeah, I
there's
think
nothing
that's
wrong with that.
pretty good.
So 30 to 60 days seems to be reasonable. So, so as far as anything else for the sellers, you got any other tips for the sellers before we move on to a different topic here?
Well, they can consider flexible closing terms, different seller concessions. I mean, you can be creative with that.
Sure.
And to make it more attractive without having to lower the price so much. Look to
Right.
do that first.
Okay.
Because sometimes, if you can, do something with closing, or if there's something you can do to help that buyer out that's moving in, then that can make the difference in getting that done.
Right.
Whatever it is, whether it's painting that rail. I mean, there are just
Sure.
things that certain
Little
people
things.
don't want to do when they move into a house. And if they've seen something, and if it's something you can take care of, then I'd rather do that than to come out of pocket for,
Sure.
if I was the seller, for sure.
And you mentioned, like to be flexible with closing terms and stuff. So maybe it's not coming down on price, but giving the buyer back $2,000 or $3,000 for their closing costs and stuff, right? Is that what you're kind of talking about?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So really for a seller, it shouldn't matter what concessions you're giving or assistance you're giving to the buyer. It's what's your bottom line going to be, right? It doesn't matter which way you get to that, but what's your bottom line is what you're looking for. So get creative.
Because a lot of buyers don't have a lot of extra money.
Right,
So
sure.
anyway, we can help them with that. And of course, most agents know that. But yeah, that's a good thing to do for sure.
So today we're talking with Dennis Opp from Exit Provision Realty and Property Management. Dennis, give people your contact information so they can reach out to you here in the middle of our show.
Oh, okay. For the Exit Provision Realty side, it's 423-472-9200. Again, that's 472-9200. For the Provision Real Estate side, it's 423-693-0301. And you can call either of those numbers. It rings through on both phones. It's
They're going to get you and your agents.
kind of neat how they have that set up. I'm kind
Yeah.
of amazed by that. I don't know how all that works. I just know that it does.
Sure, there you go. So let's change gears a little bit. Why should a realtor, if a realtor just got their license, they're not sure who to go to hang that license and work with, why should they come to your company? Give us a little bit of insight on that. If I'm a realtor, or if I'm a realtor at another company, I'm looking, hey, my company is not kind of helping me with my business or really not supporting. What could you guys do to help as a realtor agent coming over to you?
Okay. Well, there's a lot of reasons. We have a very, very good staff, for one thing. Our admin, who's also a broker, is an experienced agent. She's been in the business 20 years.
Okay.
And then we've got another agent in the office that's been in the business for, I think, going on 12 years, who's a very good agent, who both help with training for anybody new that comes on. I mean, we do a training every Thursday at 11 o'clock at our office. It's kind of a set training, and anybody can come. They'll put out a topic. And, of course, if they come and they're really know about that, and there's just one person or two people and they want to change it up, we can change it up for them.
Okay.
Also, they can schedule times. They don't have to do it at 11 o'clock. They can do it later on in the afternoon if they do work.
Sure.
If this is a part-time thing for them in the beginning, which a lot of us start off that way. That's the way I started off.
Sure.
And so we can work with their schedule, and the training is provided by the office. There's no charge for that, and so I think that's a really good thing.
Yeah.
And
any fees or anything like that in the office? What about like splits and stuff like that? Are you guys competitive on that? Or?
Yeah, we have competitive splits.
Okay.
If you want the details, you'll have to call me on that. There are no office fees. we don't charge a fee. We're able to do that because we have the two companies there, and so that affords me the option of not charging agents, and
Sure.
and that's worked out pretty good. I want agents to make money when they come work with us, and so we try to give them every opportunity we can. We do provide signs for them, so they don't have to buy signs unless they just want something specific to them with their picture on it. They just have to have a name writer, and we'll provide the sign in the insert.
Okay.
So and that's a big deal. I mean, because signs, just a sign alone with your insert, $65.
Sure. Yeah.
So that's an expense that agents have to shoulder if they don't work with us.
And especially if you're new in the business, coming out of the starting gate to, have to provide all your marketing and everything else too. So that kind of helps, I would think.
Oh yeah, it definitely does.
And then you guys have some unique special programs there as far as agents that are working with you guys in your company. Talk a little bit about that with the residual income that they have a possibility at.
Well, and it's kind of unique to real estate as a whole. I mean, there are a few different organizations that are, or companies that are doing it kind of with a different slant. I like the way Exit does it. Mm-hmm. With Exit, our agents have an opportunity to sponsor another agent, and when they do, they'll make 10% of the gross commission when that agent closes a sale. So that's before I get paid as an owner, or anybody gets paid. They'll make 10%. So if it's a $5,000 gross commission, they make $500 when their agent's deal closes. So it's a great way to make money and have money in between sales. And now the way Exit works it's not like a multi-level. It's just a single level residual. It's just you don't have to get a calculator out. You don't have to get a year-end report to figure out how much money you made. You just know that if their gross commission is $5,000, you're going to get $500 less a $35 fee that Exit charges for processing and stuff. But right. I mean, it's a great way to make money. I mean, we have agents in our office making anywhere from $500 a month to as much as $2,500 a month averages.
Wow. Okay.
So you think about that in between sales. That's a nice little comfort zone for you to have there, and you're not limited on how many people you can bring on. You're not even limited to Tennessee. I mean, Exit's in 50 states and in Canada. So if you're on vacation and you run into somebody who's an agent who's maybe a disgruntled agent, I don't know, and you can plug them into a local Exit office there, that office will take care of them, and you can make 10% on everything they sell. So that's a pretty neat program. I mean, there are agents in Tennessee even and in across the country that are making six figures because of Exit's residual program. So it's not something to be ignored for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So really what that means is you're helping to grow the realtor pool at Exit. So if you, like you said, somebody in California, Illinois, Florida, whatever, you can refer them to an Exit office there and still receive a portion of what they're getting on their commissions.
Yes, that's right. And it's a really nice thing to have, because if you're disabled, as long as you keep your license current, Exit will still pay you a residual on everybody you brought on. It's willable, so if something happens to you, you can will it to your kids. For those agents, as long as they're staying and working with Exit,
nice, they
can have that residual as well. So that's something you can create. It's not like when the last sale is done, you have no more money coming in.
Right.
This is something you can create, and you can also, by bringing on these agents, it's like you're creating a team without the traditional team structure. These agents that you bring on can still have their own name, their own. They can build their own brand, have their own name recognition, but at the same time, you've brought on a team, and that can not only benefit them but benefit you. And the other thing is, that sponsor that brings on this new agent is doing everything he or she can to help them, because if they do good,
sure, you're going to do good. Yeah.
So they're telling them everything they can think about and then some. So they're wanting to make sure that their agent is well equipped, in addition to the other training we provide. So that's a neat benefit, and I love it as an owner, because it creates a synergism in the office, because everybody's helping everybody, and I see that across other Exit offices. If there's a need, like one time we had a need for some commercial advice for one of our agents, so we called a great commercial broker I know over in Hendersonville, Tennessee, and she was able to help, and so it's a pretty cool system.
So it creates a nice network, and also it creates an invested interest in the people you're recruiting. So you want to help everybody else around you succeed, is what it is.
For sure.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk a little bit about what other kind of training you guys provide. You mentioned your Thursday trainings. What other couple of things do you have here that we could talk about?
Well, we do one lunch and learn, a meeting per month where we'll have in a special speaker or a special topic, and also it's a lunch and learn. So
Sure, you get lunch.
Yeah, so I provide lunch, and then we have one monthly training meeting a month. And again, we'll have a special speaker in, or we'll have a special training topic, but it's more in-depth training. It could be on whatever is needed at the time. I mean, if agents are saying there's some things on transaction desk they don't understand, or there's some things about a new NAR ruling that's came out, or whatever the case may be,
Sure.
we can talk about those things then and educate them on how we're, to keep in.
Yeah, keep them current. Yeah,
Yeah,
keep them current and keep them informed. And
Right, yeah, because we want to do everything the right way.
By the book.
For sure,
Yep.
by the book.
Any other, you talked about signs in that. So what about marketing or lead generation? You guys help with that, or social media?
Well, we have, when you sign up as an exit agent, you get access to Exit's Resource Center. Everybody does. And
Okay.
so there's an expert marketing suite there to help you link your ads to Facebook and Google. We have smart lead generation. We have smart signs, and our signs all have our barcode on them, and they can scan that, and it'll take them directly, to a site where it shows them the pictures, the agent, the
Okay.
phone number, and once they do that, the agent that has that property listed will get a text saying, Joe Samples or whoever is at your property that you have listed looking, and so you can call them up and say, hey, I'm not standing behind the building watching you, but I see where you've clicked on our barcode. Is there any question that I can answer for you, or if this is not the home you're looking for, what are you looking for? And so it's a really good transition, and then that resource site keeps track of all of those leads. So anybody that calls in, you can go back and look at it, and you can follow up, and it's already in there because they got to key their name in before you call them. So they're giving permission for you to contact them.
Well, that's very forward thinking, and obviously it's got to help the buyers and the agent to just make that connection and see if they can help that buyer.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Mm-hmm.
What about other things that Exit provides, as far as, social media? You have
and
tools for that?
Yeah, on our resource page, it can help you create ads for social media. There are free educational techinars, webinars. I mean, you can be learning while you're in your car, and Exit doesn't use anybody to train who's not a very successful agent.
Right.
They have to be, 6 figures plus to be an Exit trainer, so they have the criteria for that. So when you're listening to somebody train, it's not somebody who's teaching you from theory.
Right.
They've actually done what they're teaching, and there's some great training that you can have on sponsoring, on helping buyers, helping sellers, all kinds of whole myriad of topics there.
Okay. No, that sounds great. And it sounds like a lot of great tools that's going to help an experienced agent or new agent be able to keep their business moving forward and generating those leads and generating that income, which is obviously the goal, to make money, but also help sellers and buyers.
So, That's right. That's right.
Let's talk a little bit about, in our last couple of minutes here, a seller looking to sell, buyer looking to buy. Why should they come to Exit Provision Realty, and why should they call your office and or look at this brand to help them with their needs?
Well, Exit has nationwide support. We have a ton of contacts for repairs or renovations because that's what we do on the property side, property management side quite often. So we have all those people that can put flooring and paint and do all of that. And that's a big deal, because a lot of times when you have a closing date set, especially, and an inspection report comes back that's not favorable,
right?
And now you got to scramble because you only got a few days, a week if you're lucky,
right,
to get all these things done. Finding those people in a timely manner is not easy to do.
Right, sure.
I have all those people already, and so I can get them there, and we can get those things done and still get in closing on time. Of course, we do have a full office staff. You're never going to get a voicemail when you call my office on the Exit Provision Realty side or on the Provision Real Estate and Property Management side. It's always going to be a real person. I like talking to real people. I don't want to go through 10
prompts,
voicemails when
yep.
I need something, and
Right.
I know other people feel that way too. And,
Right.
and I feel like service is kind of a lost art, and I think that's where we really excel, is giving service to our customers.
So you're well-rounded from beginning to end for your sellers and buyers, right?
Yes, definitely.
Let's talk a little bit about, just in our couple minutes here, talk about the property management side briefly here, as far as, if somebody wants to sell a place, an investment, or buy an investment place, give a little bit of background on.
Well, I guess one of the most important things I think about, and the reason I started a company is all of our properties, all of our rental properties, investment properties are shown by appointment only. A member of our staff will meet someone there, and either one of our agents or a member of our staff, and we'll unlock the door and let them look at the property. Keys are never given out. Lockbox codes are never given out.
Okay.
I felt like that was a big liability, and I seen, sometimes that happens, but it doesn't happen at Provision Real Estate.
Right.
We make sure that if somebody's viewing your property, it's being supervised by a member of our staff. We individually picture your property. A lot of times people say, well, I see you have a whole bunch of townhouses similar to mine. What's to say you're going to rent somebody else's versus mine? Well, they're all pictured individually and individually advertised, and we advertise those all on the MLS. They're on Realtor.com, they're on Zillow, they're on Apartments.com, they're on Homes.com. And that's not free. It's free for them. It's not free for me.
Sure.
But I do that to give them the edge to get their properties gone quicker. And then also, of course, there's a sign in the yard.
Yeah.
It's kind of fundamental there. We'll make sure of that.
Exactly. And so that way, at least they're individualized, and then it's up to the prospective buyer, renter to pick which one that they want, right? So.
Yes, that's right.
So as far as, the company itself, summarize this a little bit here as we have our last minute here, as far as 5 different things for the real estate company.
Okay. Well, with Exit, this is my interpretation, so these
Sure.
are my notes right here. But it's a real estate company that's all about building up people.
Okay.
We accomplish this in 5 different ways. The first way is through training. We make sure each agent is thoroughly trained and oriented in the basics of successful real estate sales, and we've got several things we do to make that happen.
Okay.
The second way is through branding. We show
right.
each agent how to properly brand themselves and how to take their brand to the marketplace to get more leads. And again, the Exit resource page is a big help in that. The third is through technology, and Exit seeks out the latest technology tools. One thing about Exit, they do tech for Exit by Exit, so they
Okay.
don't buy the tech. I've met their top at some of the events I've been to, met their top tech people, and they are very, very sharp. And they're coming out with some very innovative things like mobile business cards that we already have, and smart sign technology. But there's more than that, more than we have time to talk about today. The fourth way is through culture.
All right.
We have built a team culture that's both fun and supportive, much like a family would do. We
Sure.
like to have meals and celebrate birthdays and just do a lot of different things, but there's always food involved, Michael. So,
All right.
So
And
that makes it.
give us your 5th one here.
The fifth one is the fifth way is through financial security, and like we've talked about a little bit, we expose our agents to a plan to make over 100% through sponsoring.
Okay.
Everybody is always talking about percentages. Well, people that sponsor people can really multiply what they make through sponsoring, and I think that's a very, very strong point, and I love it as an owner because of the atmosphere it creates in the office, and
Sure.
it's a big help for sure.
Well, Dennis, this has been some great information. I hope our listening audience and our viewing audience has gotten some great takeaways here from your company of Exit Provision Realty and Property Management. Again, give the contact phone numbers for them to reach out to you guys.
Okay, for Exit Provision Realty, it's 423-472-9200. That's 472-9200. And then on the Provision Real Estate side, it's 423-693-0301.
All right, Dennis, it's been great to hear more about your company, and I wish you all the best.
Very good. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you. Do you imagine a career with flexibility and limitless income potential? It's possible by becoming a Realtor. The River Counties Association of Realtors, located right here in Cleveland, Tennessee, is ready to help you unlock your potential. We're your go-to resource for guiding you to obtain your Tennessee real estate license. We're more than just realtors. We're a vital part of our community. Partnering with local charities, we work tirelessly to make a difference. Join the River Counties Association of Realtors today, where your career can thrive and community can too. Visit rivercounties.com or call 423-476-5912. Your new path awaits.